What's going on, gamers? So we got some interesting news here by WCCF Tech. I've done some reacts here before. It gets interesting on this page sometimes. What's interesting here is and this is going to be one of these videos where we're still trying to peer through things, but we can kind of read some things as well. And you guys will see what I mean as we get into this, because we got the page over here with it, and then we got Recetera to read and see what people have to say in the comments. So stick around and let's see what happens. The Xbox next generation system could cost significantly more than the PlayStation 6 due to the Magnus APU and the potential support of third-party stores that would deprive Microsoft of the 30% cut on every game sold on the system. We've talked about this before, remember? And it makes sense about the deal that we probably think Sony was trying to do, and they probably took that. You have a lot of money and that's possible, but now they're thinking that, so since Microsoft is going to move to that route and get that going, it's going to be more pricey. What did AGN tell you guys a long time ago? That this was going to be luxury products coming on the market? Yeah, I've been telling y'all. So this doesn't necessarily have to be looked at negative if you're looking to pay that much for the next gen console. And I think Microsoft may have a cheaper alternative. Hopefully they do. I think that would be smart. But is it going to be more expensive than the PS6 if you asked me? I would say yes, because if they have that Magnus APU and I think they're going for the PC hybrid build, why would it not be? Yeah, I believe so. It will be. But like I said, however you want to look at it is up to you. Will the interest be high, like getting a next gen Xbox console? No, it's going to be more of a hardcore base. But I think Microsoft will be fine, and they'll probably have multiple aspects outside of that too as more time goes on, like upgradable options. What's going to be going on with the online? Is the online going to be free? Don't you guys want to know about that? You know what I mean? Because I feel like outside of Game Pass, if you're going to go the PC route, it's going to be the same thing, right? You're not going to be charged for online on the Ally, would you? If you were just playing a game you owned? Or do you need whatchamacallit to use the cloud? Do you see what I mean? That's where you realize that it's going to be that way. That's the way I was seeing it, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of becoming clear to us now, but they're making cheaper entries into it as well as they moved it to core and standard. Now, going down, let's see what somebody says here. The big APU with the chiplet design will provide Microsoft with a lot of flexibility to reduce a wide range of systems, I figured so, that will likely compete with pre-built gaming PCs rather than other consoles like the PS6 and the Switch 2. Yeah, of course, they left that. They're going to PC, which is the wise thing to do. So by doing that, we get the idea here, and then this is going to take us into the article. We have somebody down here already saying the next Xbox is a pre-built PC. It's going to flop massively, depending on the way that they present it. I don't know, but you know, there's people that want to sit here and say that. And then you'll have something down coming next, trying to make more marketplaces seem like a bad thing. Ponies are in shambles. It's funny how those two are kind of like above and below each other with that. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in, let's continue going over here. The Xbox's next-gen system could cost significantly more, as we saw that. Comment on the next-generation system on the NeoGAF forums, which is the source of this. Known AMD leaker Kepler L2 reiterated that the leaked AMD Magnus APU will power both the console and a line of gaming PCs, adding that, contrary to speculation, only the console will support backwards compatibility with previous generation Xbox games, mostly due to publishers not being okay with an Xbox game license getting turned into a PC game license. Yes, that's why they're working on the Play Anywhere and all that stuff, so they can try to get that in there. Guys, this all makes sense, and you just add it up as a detective. I'm doing this for you. So that makes sense. You're not double dipping just because you wanted to go to PC on us. We're going to still get our money like we're going to get. You ain't changing our market. Come on, man. No guy's going to do key cards. You think they ain't doing that? You're going to have to pay me. You got money. Give me your damn money. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You see what I mean? And Microsoft's going to have to pay for it. You know, it's being humorous for you guys about it and saying. But yeah, I mean, think about it. You know what I mean? That makes common sense. So, but it says outside of a legal gray area of a potential Xbox Windows dual boot. I've heard some things about this. You guys let me know what you think about the dual boot. What do you think? Microsoft will likely have no way to get Xbox backwards compatible games on PC, which is why I say what I think is cloud. And that's already told to us. They're working on that right now before they launch that console, probably in the next year and a half or two or whatever. More stuff will be on the cloud available day one. Then you'll have it all right there on the cloud, and it's available anywhere instead of being tied into a hardware. They're trying to do it like that. That's what we're going to get with that, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that's what I would go with, and I would not think anything else, because the point is just to make that so good in the future that it's available everywhere, like a Starlink and everywhere else, and it's just all cloud, and there's no technical differentiation anymore. It's really about how good is your game, and will people be interested in clicking on it to play it on the cloud. You don't want it to be a Casper. All right, let's go down. On the other hand, the Xbox Next Generation system supporting Steam and GOG games shouldn't have legal issues if we start it like that, because then you're in that route. Rather than I'm bringing this over from that to this. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting a license fresh with that system. It won't be like that. Then it'll sync. However, let's go to read this again. On the other hand, the next Xbox Generation system supporting Steam and GOG should have legal issues and should be feasible on a technical level by running the game inside of a virtual machine. However, supporting third-party stores on the system will likely cause the price of the console to be significantly higher than a PlayStation 6. Possibly around double, because you're going to have technology that is going to be able to be like a PC to have that way, and that APU is going to be more demanding. Possibly around double, as Microsoft will need to sell the system at a profit without the 30% cut on every game sold on the system. Let me know what you guys think about that. And with the added cost of the Magnus APU, which is reportedly a very large APU, they're going to be moving it more like a PC APU rather than the little console APUs. That's why your chips and stuff are on. Though obviously unconfirmed, the Xbox Next Generation system costing more than the PlayStation 6 is becoming less surprising. It doesn't matter at that point because they're not competing in sales with them anyway. They're just going for what they want to go for on PC and have so many different devices and OEMs all over the place to be somewhat relevant in that, you know what I mean? So they're going for that. That's why they're promoting the Xbox app to be attractive. Otherwise, people are just going to say, I'm going to Steam. They don't have a choice, you know what I mean? So you got to take that 30% cut to stay relevant like that, or they're just going to Steam. So Microsoft is going to find a way to make PC Xbox gaming a lot more attractive. And I've been telling y'all, see what I say, it's going to be a PC. The big APU with a chiplet design will provide Microsoft with a lot of flexibility to produce a wide range of systems. And, you know, so like with that, you're basically getting all these different models. And it's, what do you want to choose, right? They're going to have different types of tiers and models and cheaper tiers. I think that's going to happen. They will likely compete with pre-built gaming PCs, and you'll say, if you got this, we're saving you $200 or $300 or whatever, you know what I mean? Rather than other consoles like the PlayStation 6 and the Switch 2. Sony, on the other hand, is reportedly heading towards a different direction and delivering a 4K 120 frames per second capable system with significant ray tracing performance uplifts while keeping costs down alongside a portable system, which is expected to easily outperform the Xbox One Ally X. Well, after reading what I read today, I believe that now, and even the base PlayStation 5 with games patched should take advantage of the console's capabilities. As such, with these device approaches, the next generation of consoles promises to be one of the most interesting in years. Yeah, with all the hardware innovation going on. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes, right? But we know the ROG Ally X can also be tuned. Microsoft is learning. They can also fine tune. If they ever want to do a handheld in the future, they've learned all the mistakes there. So yeah, they're still learning. You know what I mean? It's their first time stepping in. You think they're going to be perfect? I don't think so. That's why they had to join somebody that's been doing it. It's not an easy thing to do. As a matter of fact, the handheld market is more competitive than the console market. Nintendo has that completely dominated. You're not touching it. So people would just be coming in to expand their communities within their ecosystems, not coming in to compete at Nintendo, because you can't do that. You're not making a dedicated handheld market with its own games. In that sense, that's why I told people that was the wrong idea. It's more about an additional supplemental device into the ecosystem of the brand that you're into. You can look at it in that perspective and be fine. Other than that, you know, we're going to get some comments down here. Then nobody will buy. What's the point then? Windows gamers has PC. Console users will have PS6. No more than 430 pounds that I paid for the Xbox Series X. I'm done. There's going to be a lot of people like that. I said this is for hardcores. The OEM Xbox PCs are similar to the Xbox ROG Ally X, and that's also trying to tell people, and the Windows handhelds. The focus will initially be on a pre-built PC with other form factors arriving later based on how well things go. The ROG Xbox Ally X is actually the first device in this lineup. I said all devices, all on PC. People were attacking me when I said that, Sarah Bond. I said, oh, it's all PC stuff. Just gotta let people catch up with you. The in-house console and the real successor to the Series X is far more Interesting. Access to different storefronts and a game changer, but not enough. They need to open up the OS so people can use emulators and everything else just as easily as a Windows PC. That's an interesting perspective, but we're going to see. You can't have an Xbox PC and an in-house Xbox console where you can do one thing on the PC but not on the console. There will be a backlash if it's locked down like the current Series X and sold at a premium price point as well. Yeah, we know that. So yeah, things are going to get very interesting. The price points, well, guys, tell me what y'all think. I know it's going to be up there because, I mean, look at the LIX. But there's hopefully a cheaper alternative for you guys, though, at least in the 600 range or something, right? Yeah, I think that'd be cool. So let me know what you guys think about this. We got some answers now, and yeah, later, y'all ponies. Sit down.